Well, good evening and welcome to Raw and Real. You know, today it's the Don't Give Up episode, and I wanted to share this with you because the messages I'm receiving, the people that I'm communicating with, our community, people that I don't know, people that stop me in the street to ask me questions, and people to say thank you for saving my life, thank you for being part of my family, thank you for being part of me. And the list goes on and on and on. And again, it's not about me, this is about you. I wanted to give you as much as I could today. I had no idea we're going to go into this stage 4 lockdown and this and that. All I knew that there was a lot of pressure, a lot of things happening out there. And I thought, you know what, I need to come out and give you another one of my live and learns and give you some of the things that I've learned from my mentors the past 3 months. So you know what, thank you so much. Thank you for making the time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Futsal Oz. Thank you to Peter for letting me use this facility, for being part of us and making us look amazing and doing the amazing things that we're doing. Thank you to the guests that we've had on, and thank you to the guests that are going to come on. I mean, we've postponed it. We can't do much until this 6-week lockdown and see what happens after that. But more importantly, thank you for the love and support and for the subscriptions and et cetera, et cetera. But tonight I also want to share, a heartfelt message to the Lebanese community, to the people of Beirut, to the people of Lebanon. When I woke up this morning and I saw the tragedy that's happened there, the terrible stuff that's happening there, and it's been happening for a long period of time, but today, to wake up to that, God bless you. I wish you guys nothing but the very best. And anybody that's affected here in Australia and you've got family there, you know, God bless. And I really hope you pull through it because it's terrible events. So, you know, wishing you the very best. Now, we're not going to muck around. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to, and I've seen in my videos today, I'm not sitting in a private jet. I didn't hire a private jet. I'm not sitting in a fancy car telling you how it's going to be and the bling and all this. This is raw and real. The reason I'm telling you all this, it's not about the things that you have, it's about what you do. And I want to talk to you about the fact that we're at war. Make absolutely no mistake that we're at war. You're at war with business, you're at war at home, you're at war with yourself, we're at war with the world. The world's at war with us. And who am I to continue to talk about all this stuff? Well, you know what? I'm dealing with it as well. I take the punches because I've learned how to take one and I know how to give one, put it that way. But I want to share this with you. This virus, it's killing everything. It's not just one thing. It's not that let's wait for I'm not even going to mention his name, for the bloke to get up there and tell us a story about what's going to happen today, how many people have got it and what's, the death rate and etc. Not interested in that. What I'm telling you is this virus is killing everyone. It's killing humans, it's killing businesses, it's killing relationships, it's killing your health, it's killing your family, it's killing your faith, it's killing your investments. It's killed the fun, it's killed the food, it's killed the gatherings. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. The virus has killed absolutely everything. But in amongst all that, the tragedy, and this is why I'm talking to you today about not giving up. Giving up is not an option. Do not give up whatever you do. Hang in there till I finish this. Listen to what I've got to say. Listen to the people that have spoken to me because it's breaking a lot of humans. This is breaking a lot of people. It's breaking your dreams. It's breaking your weddings. It's breaking your goals. It's broken your funerals. It's broken everything. School, think about it. You know, you can't even get married. You've planned it. Your most loved person in the world has just passed. Some people can't go there to mourn. You haven't even got time to even think about mourning it. It really is incredible. And that's why I wanted to share, and I'm going to keep telling you that. It's broken mental health, domestic violence, drug and alcohol abuse. I want to stay on this mental health conversation. I just want to share this with you that you're not on your own. You're not alone. You can't just give up, okay? There's Beyond Blue. There's the Kids Helpline. There's the Men's Helpline. There's Open Arms. There's the Lifeline. There's a callback service. There's so much you can do. Just do that one step at a time. Take your time. Think about it. Be clear and start again. You may have to throw in the towel. You may have to throw in the business. You may have to lock that shop. You may have to get a new job. You may have to walk away from it. You may have to go and sleep at mum's home. You may have to go and sleep on the couch. You may have to jump in with a mate. A lot of things may happen to you. But one thing is, it's not what happens to you, it's what you're going to do about it. That's the difference. So please reach out for help. Don't just throw it in, because that's my key message today. Fight the good fight. Start throwing some punches back. You're copping a few, give us some back and keep moving forward, please. Domestic violence. You know, why do I want to talk about this? Is because the people that I've spoken to that have made mistakes, and the people that were thinking about making the mistake, and some of the people that are living in amongst the domestic violence environment, it's not okay. It's not okay for a man or a woman to do it. Let's not just blame one gender. But me as a male, I'm easy to discuss this. It absolutely disgusts me to hear or to know that another man has hit another woman, burnt the kids, sabotaged the family, murdered the family to get satisfaction, to do all these things. Yes, you get a breaking point. That's not breaking point. That's pure evil. Make no mistake. You put yourself in this place because you go silent, you don't know how to take it, and you haven't called out for help. So today, that's what I'm telling you. Domestic violence is not the answer. And as a male, putting a hand on a female is absolutely, categorically wrong. The only time that you should put your hands up is to defend yourself. That's as far as it goes. Spread this message. The banks, okay? The banks, I put a post up about it. The banks have become hospitals. They're no longer banks. And you know the customers, you, me, we're just the patients. So the banks are hospitals, we're patients, we're coming in. Have your financial health check. In this room where I had Tony Zekas talk about Australian Money Mentors and the pillars and what you should do and shouldn't do and what you should be doing now. So many people are not doing it. So many people are waiting for this thing to happen. Nothing's going to happen if you don't push forward. Money is freedom. I've said that and I'll continually say that. But how are you going to get free if you don't check? How are you going to get free if you don't get the fuel? Make sure you've got enough fuel to keep going. So many people are not doing it. Please get a financial health check. And of course you might say, well, how are we going to do all this, Harry? You know, I get it, and a good story and good videos, and thanks for the motivation and the pump up and whatever. I'll make it very clear to you. It's a battle plan. You're at war. It's no longer a business plan or you plan this, that. It's a battle plan. And I always start with the top, and that is clear the landmines. Clear the landmines, right? Who's putting the landmines in? I was talking about the other day, you know, are people rowing your boat or drilling the holes? Where are you at? Friends, family and neighbours, are they planting landmines? Are you waking up every morning hoping you don't step one? Hoping you're going to move forward? Hoping you're going to just, things are going to, you know, be okay? You've got to clear the landmines. You know what the landmines are. Everybody knows the landmines that they're living with, and they know where they are. And the reason you know where they are is because you know who you're hanging around with. You are who you have coffee with. You are who you're associating with. You know who these people are. You know who's in your corner. You know who's not. Distractions. Distractions. The distractions, the media, the social media, the this, he said, she said. I'm not going to get into, you know, the conspiracy theories because they're everywhere. It's not only about this, it's so many, but it's your reaction to the distraction. How much time are you going to spend reacting to all these distractions, right? That's time that you don't have. So what are you going to do? What are you going to say? How are you going to respond? Who are you going to be? You have to ask yourself these questions about distractions and reactions, right? And this is hard. Go deep into yourself. You know how many people don't want to go deep? Because they're scared of the truth. They're scared to face the truth. You're scared to actually be that person that said he's going to do this or she said that, but you're actually somebody else. This is the reality. This is where you have to go deep and produce the real you. And when you do that, you start to fix yourself. You start to do things that you haven't done, and you start to feel better and you start to move forward. So go deep in yourself. Don't be scared. Unnumb yourself. So many people are numb. They can't feel, they can't taste, they can't hear, they can't see. They just their judgment is clouded. They're confused. They're not sure. Why? Because they're numb. They're numb from so much negativity, from so much pain, from the hits they're copying. Another 6-week lockdown in Victoria. This thing's not going away. I can only imagine the people that have lost their loved ones in these nursing homes from the lack of leadership, absolute lack of leadership. But you're numbing, you're numb, and I'm hearing you. But you need to unnumb yourself. And how do you unnumb yourself? Stop the BS. Don't BS yourself. Faith. I talk about it all the time. Faith. Yeah, I believe in God. I do my cross before I eat every time because I'm blessed and thankful that I've got something to eat. Find your blessings. Find your faith. Find your mission. Go there. There's something there, whether you believe or not, doesn't matter what it is. Find your faith. Restore your faith. And of course, show up. Show up no matter what. You need to show up. Let me tell you, I've been through some serious battles in my life and one that you all know about. I showed up the next day. I didn't curl up in the corner. I didn't make excuses. I didn't say that I was sick. I turned up every day. And I've done that every day since, and I'll continue to do it every day since. And you know the favourite word that's been used to me? Oh, you're resilient. I'm resilient. I know what I bring to the table. I know I need to feed my family. I represent myself. I know what I've got to do. I'm not going to sit back and complain and whinge and make stories up. It's simple. Show up no matter what. It is what it is. Show up. Take the pain. Take the punch. Learn. Yes? Put yourself back together again. You will find that so much of you has disjointed. So many things of you have fallen apart. Circumstances, you did it to yourself, hard life, this thing, that thing, abusive, this. Put yourself back together again. Start to look at the parts that are not working. It's like your car. You have to go and service it. The tyres need changing. Recare the engine, change the oil. Put yourself back together again and watch you move forward. Forgive. Forgive. Move on. People continually whinge and carry on about what happened then and this day and that day and he done this and she said that and I've talked about this. Forgive it. Move on. What are you carrying this garbage around for? Move on. Forget. Go. I did a video at a cemetery with my father. My God bless my father, you know. And I looked around and I thought, how weak is this if I come here to talk to the bloke at a monument? Sorry, mate, I should have went to school. I should have done that law degree. You know, I should have, could have, would have. I mean, talk to the monument, that's not strong, that's not tough. But if you forgive, when you get to those places, it makes it a lot easier. And for me, it is very easy. No issue. I forgive, I move on. Don't worry about that. People say, oh, forgive but don't forget. Forget, forgive, it's going to stay in you, it's going to disease you, it's going to become a problem. Respect yourself. Respect yourself enough to not follow. Don't be a sheep. Respect yourself enough to know that that's not right, that this is the direction I should be going in. This is the way I should produce myself. This is the way I want to be. This is who I am. Don't follow. Respect yourself enough to not be that other person that you're not. Reward yourself. We continually not reward ourselves. We continually think that it's all coming against us. What about reward? Celebrate those small little wins. Celebrate the fact that you went for a walk around the block, that you didn't have that drink, you didn't take that drug, you said hello, you said goodbye, you did something amazing. Reward yourself. There's small wins that add up to major wins, not problems. If you don't, they add up to major problems. So reward yourself occasionally. Don't be scared to say congratulations to yourself or promote yourself for being an amazing human being. And of course, you can't do all this unless you plan the night before. You need to plan all this. You can't just wake up and go, well, what's going to happen today? Listen, we all have those days, but they don't work. You get stuck. You start to go into what you already know. You don't go into the unknown. But if you plan the unknown, if you do as much planning as you do before you go on a holiday, everybody YouTubes this place, I'm going to Google that, and the plane looks like this, and the hotel room's this, the bar's here, the food's there. If you did so much planning on the night before how you're going to live your life the next day, I guarantee you one thing, you're going places. You're going to take it all to another level. So plan the night before. Do yourself a favor. And of course, I want to ask myself this question. Journaling, right? So the night before, do you journal? I journal. I got thousands of these bloody journals. They're everywhere. My wife yells at me. I've got boxes of them. Do it every night if you can, or morning, or depending. I mean, I encourage you to do it the night just before you go to bed. Talk about the day that you had. Journal it. Write it down. Talk about the positives. Talk about your learnings. Talk about who you met. Talk about who you let go. Talk about your wish plan. I wish this. I wish that. Talk about something exciting. Run a daily log. Have a little log that you run. Be grateful. Talk about 3 amazing things that you were grateful for. Talk about the people that you reached out to. Talk about the amazing person that you were on that day, the goals. Make it magical. Make it so magical that you're highlighting and you're drawing pictures and you're doing all this sort of stuff that when you go to bed, you dream of it. So you get up excited. So you've done your plan the night before, you've quickly scribbled in your journal, you do a prayer and you go to bed. That's what I recommend you do. Try it. Encourage yourself to get that done. The U plan, the how. The U plan, the how. Remember this, the fish rots at the head. The fish rots at the head, that's what happens. So it all starts with you and ends with you, right? So talk to your kids. Talk to your kids. People say to me, oh, the kids are home now, homeschooling, it's such an inconvenience. This happened, they've done that, they ate the house out, they've thrown shit on the floor, this happened, that, and they're fighting, whatever. Embrace it, talk to them. Create a culture, create something magical with them. Get to know something that you don't know about them. Because they're learning every day from you. What you do, how you speak, what you say, who you're talking to, what you watch is what they look at. And if you're not doing this, speak to them before the world does. Because when the world starts talking to them, they're going to listen to Martians, different languages, mixed messages, a million different things that's going to hit them. So be an amazing parent if you're one. And if you're separated and you're not speaking to the kids, do yourself a favor today and ask yourself the hard question, how do they feel? And just maybe you're a parent that the kids don't want to speak to. And you need to ask yourself that question because you know what? You're living with that. Continue date night. Continue the date night. Set the candles up. Put the table out. Put the kids to bed. Shoo them off. Date night with the partner. Sit there. Break bread. Talk. Regroup. It may be that you can only do it once a month now that you're doing it every second week. But still continue the program. Do this sort of stuff. And if you're blessed now that your restaurants are still open around the world and interstate, continue your date night. Be an amazing human being. Breaking bread is such an incredible and such an important part of life. You need to break bread. Bring people together. Talk, eat. It warms your heart. It warms your soul. Break bread, be amazing. And this one here that I love talking about this one here. I'm going to get some water, but I'll talk to you about head of household, right? Head of household. Somebody during this, and I'm talking about Victoria here in the lockdown, somebody's got to be head of household, right? Someone's going to be the CEO. Someone's going to be the managing director. Someone's got to be the boss. Someone has to run the show. And what am I talking about? Right. Somebody needs to be responsible for the activities, the supplies, the food and beverage, the entertainment, the cleaning, the education, the security, the fitness, the finance. Do you see? Someone's going to be head of household to direct the divisions. And everybody gets a responsibility and everybody does something. Therefore, everybody belongs to something and there you move forward. But if it's one person carrying this around, if it's your wife doing the dishes and you're sitting there smashing beers and watching the stupid footy or whatever you're doing, unacceptable. And the kids are on social media not doing things, unacceptable. Everybody's got a responsibility. Everybody needs to be involved. And then you can go and break out and do your own things, right? The famous don't do list. Create a don't do list. Have a don't do list within your organization. Have a don't do list with you. Have a don't do list at home. What does the don't do list? The top of the don't do list is don't give up. You don't just give up. You don't just say it's too hard. Yes, it's hard. Do it hard now, you'll do it easy later. Learn to cop a few punches. And somebody said to me this morning, mate, the amount of punches that I've copped this week, mate, I should be a professional heavyweight boxer. But you're still standing. It's the fact that you're able to move forward. So the don't do list. You won't trash talk. You won't be negative. You won't whinge. You won't give up. You won't be a pest. The don't do list. Everyone's got their don't do list. And the don't do list comes from the negativity that's around you. You know that. Move every day. Move every single day. Yeah, in Victoria you get an hour now. So be it. Get up and go. Go for that walk. Go and get some fresh air. Oh, it's raining. This happened, that happened. Put a raincoat on. Feel the rain. Get a bit of cold. It is what it is. Get up and move every single day. I promise you one thing. It's the greatest thing you can do. grab your phone, put some good stuff in your ears, get rid of that noise, that music. You can play music anytime you like, but listen to a fantastic YouTube video for positivity, for finances, for whatever works for your fitness, whatever it may be. Do something amazing, but move every day. Again, the start of the week, we're announced with this 6-week lockdown here in Victoria. Why don't you take on a challenge? Give it back to them. Why don't you have a 6-week challenge where you don't drink for 6 weeks? You don't do sugar. You don't do swearing. You don't do negativity. You don't do something that's major for 6 weeks, something that you always do. Why don't you do that? Have a go. Have a challenge. Don't wait for dry July and bloody bullshit this and whatever this. Do it all the time. Set yourself a task. No drugs. No drugs. Nothing. It hurts me. I can't begin to tell you how much misery I see with the drugs. This thing about people investing in the marijuana and all this stuff, yeah, no problem. In 20 years, in 5 years, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be a disaster. Have you sat there and spoke to somebody that's high? Would you trust somebody that's high? Would you jump in a car with somebody that's high? Many of you have, many of you do it. Let me give you the hot tip. Nobody wants to be around someone like that, and nobody takes drugs to be a druggie. But in my eyes, you're a druggie. Some people have brought to my attention, well, it's, I don't know the right word, medicinal, whatever the word is. They take it because they're sick, they've got tumours and things like that. Different story. It's a medicine, different story. But if you're sitting at home pulling bongs and feeling sorry for yourself, you only got yourself to blame. You're going nowhere. Nobody wants to be around you. You know what? Build the courage to let it go and do something different. That's my message to you. And the hard drugs, I know some people are born with it, are around it, but there's some people that can just dig deep and pull the pin on it. And if that's you today, be an amazing person and take somebody with you. You know, I talk about fill the holes. Fill up the holes that you've dug. So many people have dug holes. What am I talking about? Potholes, trouble, drama. Fill them up. Fill them up. Move on. Repair the bridges that you burnt. You burnt them. It's different if you've burnt them to move on. To take the boats and move forward, you've got to burn the boats, right? You hear this. A lot of sayings, a lot of people quote that. And to take the island, you've got to burn the boat. Well, you know what? If you've burnt bridges, learn to repair those bridges. Learn to be an amazing human being. Learn to push forward. Connect with other amazing humans. I told you from the start, you are who you have coffee with. You're going to hang around with morons, with thieves, with liars, with junkies, with shit people. What's going to come out of it? Negativity, disaster, problems. And you're going to be talking about this every year, every time. I can tell you this, the amount of people that I see that I went to school with that are doing it so tough, but they're telling the same story that they've been talking about for the past 20 years, right? Listen to me carefully. Connect with amazing people. Go to amazing places. Go where you need to go. Don't go to the easy road. Go to the hard. Go to the hard. It will take you to amazing places. You will do incredible things. Which is this. Be an incredible human. Be an incredible human. What part do you not understand? Why do you have to be a shit person? Why do you have to be a miserable, just beast, bastard? Why? Why? Because you were pushed and shoved as a young kid. You had things happen to you. That doesn't mean you got to go and reproduce all that. That means you need to be the best human being. I spoke to some people that came from a war-torn country who are doing home invasions, who were putting down women in headlocks, choking them, throwing them on the floor to take their cars. I said, you apparently left a country that did this to you. Why do you come here and do it to these people here? That's about being an incredible human being. Be an incredible human being. Be an amazing human being. Educate yourself. Read. Educate yourself. Learn. There's free courses. Free. You have to pay for them. Start learning. Start to educate yourself to go to another level. If you don't know, you don't know what you don't know. It's an old saying. But you know what? Start to know. I don't know is an easy answer. Oh, I don't know. Was it? Oh, I don't know. Well, what do you know? Nothing. Start to learn. Start to educate yourself. It's critical. Oh, I went to school. Yeah, so did I. So what? I didn't go to the best school. Educate yourself to move forward. You've got education at your fingertips, just sitting here, waiting to go. And of course, read. Audible. Read the books. Read as many books as you can. I did it the other day about the more you learn, the more you'll earn. And people always think earn is about money. The more you earn, the more you become somebody. The more you do things that other people can't do. I'm sorry, because I'm looking here because I've got questions coming in as well. But get Audible. Get Audible. Download it. Listen to it. Let them talk to you. You'd love it. Right? I've got a question and I'll go to it. I've got a question here from Jade. Your thoughts on toxic people, Harry? How do you find how to handle them if you can't get rid of them from your life? And I'll answer this because sometimes those toxic people could be your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, people that you really can't get away from. You're in amongst it. You have to manage that. You need to start a process of how much of that you're going to take in. But if it's the reverse where you can manage these toxic people, don't muck around with it. Sledgehammer, go boom. Get rid of them. Not interested, not part of me. Hello, goodbye. Period. That's how hard you've got to go with toxic people, because you know what toxicity does? Breeds negativity. Negativity breeds failure. And then what happens? You start to carry this stuff inside you. If you don't get rid of it, it starts to live inside you. And this thing's called stress. It starts to build. It starts to come through you. And then you know what? You start to talk it. You start to behave that way. You don't do things because of these toxic people, because you're worried. You don't know. You're not sure. Cut them. Get rid of them. But if they're part of you, manage them. Put a management plan in place on how you're going to manage them. That's the best advice I can give you. And again, but if you can, cut them, cut them. Don't even look back. Keep moving forward. Cut the excuses. I always talk about it. Cut your excuses. Cut them in half. Enough is enough. How many more excuses do you want to bring up? What else are we going to blame? What else are we going to do? Cut them in half. Enough is enough. Move forward. That's it. I talked about it and I'll keep talking about it. Trash talk. F this, F that, and that. Disgusting. Stop it. Drop it. I dare you not to do it. I dare you to go in public and not speak like that. The other thing is, do you think that if you went to the bank and you're pitching for your business, this is for all those hotshot business people, the F this on all blah, 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 all this. If you think you're going to speak like that to the bank manager that's about to do a $100 million deal with you, I don't think so. Because you know what? That's when it counts. So you think about that. I promise you that you would not speak like that. And I'll tell you another thing. I'm sure you wouldn't speak like that in front of your mother and your father. Deep. Different if you drop one here or there. I'm not saying I'm an angel. But trash talk, drop it. No good. I'll talk about it. KMF, APR. KMF. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Push. Just keep pushing forward. One of my clients and a friend of mine, his business shut down overnight. When I say shut down, it's been put on hold. All right? His father's diagnosed with cancer. Do you think he had an injury? Do you think he sat back and whinged? KMF, he said to me when I spoke to him. I said, that's exactly right. Keep moving forward. And there's 100 of these stories. Look at them. Understand them. APR. Absolute personal responsibility. It starts with you. Be the most responsible person you can possibly be. Accept that you drove the car, you drank the thing, you put on the weight, you done this, you did it, APR. When you start to accept that, let me tell you, you start to look at things differently and you push yourself forward and you start to change and you start to, you're cautious where you tread. You think about what you're going to do. And of course, spread love and positivity. Spread love and positivity. Don't spread rumors and hate. Don't be one of those people. Be the most lovable person. Be the most positive person that that everybody knows, that every time you leave a room or you leave somebody, you leave them in a better place. It's easy for me to talk about this, but my wife sent me a video. My daughter and my wife went for that walk the other day and they're walking down the hill, down at some river thing and that. And my daughter has helped an old lady push this huge trolley with all this shopping in it up this bloody hill. And you know what? You know what she said to me? I wanted to leave her in a better place. She was going nowhere, Dad. Nowhere. But you know what? That's rubbed off on her to be the most positive person, right? And the rumors. Don't do the rumors. Don't say, I know a guy that knows her, that knows him, that said this, that she said, he said, and all this. Get off that. Don't worry about that. No need for all that. And don't hate. Hate is such a disgusting word. You know, just use your vocabulary. Think carefully before you speak, because it comes back on you. And then, of course, this is massive. The random act of kindness. So I go and get my coffee every day in my local coffee shop, and the amount of people that have bought coffees and have put them up on stickers. Have a cuppa on us. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. It's incredible. Random act of kindness, and it could be anything. It doesn't matter. The place where I live, you know, it was Easter, and they put these Easter bunnies at everybody's door, chocolate rabbits and these little eggs everywhere. And then there was the Corona thing, don't touch the leaf. Well, somebody put the thimble, you know, the nail, the thing that you flick at the banks, you know, the rubber thing. They put them in everybody's letterbox. Random act of kindness. And nothing is achievable. Well, we've got another message here. I've got about 50 of them. Stand by. Message from Glenn. What inspires you? You know, that's a great question, because every day I'm inspired by the amazing things that I see. I'm inspired by, and it's easy for me to say this one to you, but I'm inspired by my mum. You know, my mother has had brain tumours. It's like I've talked about this. You know, she's got a half a head, one tooth, one arm, one leg, still going, still pushing forward. When she was living at home, the poor thing, you know, she'd go to the toilet, inspiring. She couldn't move, but she'd go to the toilet and use a stick to clean the toilet and all this sort of stuff. That's inspiring me. You know what inspires me is the people that don't just sit back, the people that take the punches and keep moving forward. That's what inspires me. And you know what? And every day's different. Every day I see something amazing. People in wheelchairs. Johnny Coots, my brother, you know, chopped his legs off, lives on a skateboard, but goes around and talks to everyone. Incredible human beings. You want to talk about inspiring? That's what inspires me. Another one here. Question from Issy. Issy, I'm not going to let you go, mother, because Issy's one of our partners with our Young Guns program. An incredible human being, an unbelievable story. You're going to meet his wife, Sian, on this program on the Raw and Real. You're going to hear from it. But your question, Issy, what is your advice for all the young guns that are stuck at home? What a fantastic question, Issy, because, you know, you probably snuck in here and read this. But you know what, Issy, I'm going to say this. We're not stuck at home. I refuse to accept the fact that we're stuck at home. Let's get unstuck. Let's get inspired. Let's go back to the learnings that we gave them. Listen to our videos. Get positive. Start planning. They've got a 6-week gap. They've got a 6-week plan. The ones that are working, fantastic. The ones that are not, they've got 6 weeks to put themselves together to introduce the new you, which is going to be them. So my advice to the young guns, we love you so much. Don't sit there. You've got time to put yourself back together again. Be amazing. Do whatever you got to do, but keep the brain going. Keep the plan moving forward. Keep fit. Be amazing. That's what I've got to tell them. They're not stuck. Unstuck yourself. Another question from Lou. HK Panda. Panda, I love you, brother. And I hope you're doing well, mate. I've seen all that. And I hope your father-in-law's okay, my friend. What's the best way to keep motivated with what's hard for you to do? What's the best way to keep motivated with what's hard for you to do? You know, I say it a lot, Panda, and that is that, you know, if we do what's hard now, you'll do it easy later. But if you do it easy now, you'll do it hard later. So the motivation for me is to achieve, is to know that I'm going to achieve something at the end of this. I set myself a goal. I set myself a standard. This is what I'm going to do. This is how long it's going to take me. And then I start to work backwards. But I motivate myself every day. I listen to some fantastic people. I plan, I read, I put myself in a happy state. I put myself in a really good area. I don't put myself in the negativity. I don't put myself in the media. I don't put myself in that bad press. And you know me, I've been copping a few punches from those blokes. I've invited them to sit here with me. Let's have this roundtable conference. It's another conversation, but I can tell you this, Panda, I find the motivation, I dig deep, and you can find it everywhere. And start with what you've got at home, those beautiful children of yours. That's a motivation when you wake up every day and you see them there, that we're blessed. And so thank you for asking that question. The random acts of kindness, that's where I was, but just keep that going. And it all comes down to leadership. Make absolutely no mistake that I'm not going to talk about our country. I'm going to talk about Victoria. I'm not going to be the politician. I'm not going to be the person that said this and said that, but I'm going to talk about leadership. Leadership is where it's at. The lack of leadership is why we are where we are. The lack of leadership is why people have been burying their mothers. The lack of leadership is why businesses are going to fail. 200 something thousand businesses will not reopen. Now, admittedly, some of you need to swallow the bitter pill because you were not a business in the first place. The government's giving you a handout and they're letting you work. They're letting you tell this story, but really you shouldn't come back. And if that's you, pack up, go home. It is what it is. But if it's not you and you've been affected by the lack of leadership, the greatest thing you can do is become a better leader. Become the greatest leader you can possibly become. And as I was saying earlier, if it means you've got to let go of a few restaurants, if it means you've got to shut down a few things, if it means you've got to downgrade, if it means you've got to do a few different things to survive, then so be it, because that's what you're going to have to do. So leadership is everything, okay? And I want to talk about this. It's a very old, we've got another question. I'll hold that one for a second. Here we go. Ziggy, happy boss brings happiness in the company. Of course, Ziggy. A happy team is a dangerous team. I reposted a picture today. A happy team is a dangerous team. They might win or lose, but they're dangerous. They're happy. They're not worried about what he said or she said. They're not concerned about all that. So remember that a happy team is a dangerous team. It's a good one, Ziggy. And it's good to see you doing well, my friend. Walk and talk. How good was that? But a SWAT. The SWAT. People have forgotten about this. Oh, it's a bit old-fashioned. No, it's not. You need to SWAT you. What's the SWAT? Let me tell you what the SWAT is, because many might know. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Why do I mention this? 2 days ago, I consulted to a business and I said to them, let's run a SWOT, old style, on the board. Let's put it up on the board. And what came out of it was unbelievable. And then what I'm asking you to do is do it to yourself. Do it to yourself. What's your strength? What's your weakness? What's your threats? What's your opportunities? Ask yourself. Then do it to your family. Unexpectedly, do a SWOT. Drop the puzzle, do the SWOT. See what comes out of it. Then do it to your business. Then do it to your partners. Then do it to the people that are supposed to be supporting your business. What will come out of it will blow your mind. It will just you'll sit back and think, wow, that's interesting. How did that happen? Why did that happen? Then you could start putting the plan in place, which is called the U plan. You can't feed the poor if you're hungry. I keep talking about it, right? And you will start to work out the things that you're not doing, the things that you should be doing, the areas that you need more focus on, the areas that you should focus less on. There's an old saying, Grant Cardone uses this, but I've heard him say it more than others, but it's like your money. If you don't pay attention to your money, somebody else will. It's like your partner. If you don't pay attention to your partner, somebody else is going to tell them, your hair looks nice, you look dressed well, how's home? Check your finances. This is in your SWOT. It's just an old analogy, the way to look at things. If you don't look at your money, somebody else will. It's going to get attention somewhere else. You're going to lose it. It's going to go somewhere else. Same. Find your threats, find your weaknesses, your opportunities, your strengths, right? I've got a question here from a friend of mine from Africa. How do you just keep punching? How? Well, how can you not? I love the question, Paul. I love you, brother. Thanks for that question. But, mate, how can you not? How are you just going to put your guard down and what, just sit there and cop it? I don't think so. You're going to go down with a bloody fight. I've been on planes that have been hit by lightning, planes that were not going to make it. I've met some of the most amazing humans on that plane. I'm not going to mention it because I'm not allowed to, but you know, some of you know the story of who I met. And I'm talking about this is relevant to the keep punching, because this guy went bananas on a plane, right? Swearing at the staff, losing it. And I said, listen, that's enough of that. He said, don't effing tell me, screaming. The plane's going everywhere. We're about to bloody crash and die. But you know what? I'm not going to go down like that. I'm not going to go down having some bloke F this and F that. I said, what's your name? We met, we became friends. I said, calm down, it is what it is, but we're not going to go down like this. Let's have a drink at least. So the question, to answer it, keep punching, brother. Keep punching. Get up to punch another day. Learn to fight, learn to accept that we're going through this battle. And so are you. Question here from Nicholas. Let's forget how hard COVID is. Please tell us about the enormous opportunities that will come from this adversity when the lights come back on. Mate, what a ripper question, Nick, because everybody looks at the glass half empty, not half full, right? The opportunities will be there for the people that are willing to take on this fight, that are willing to invest back in the people, that are willing to invest back into that business, that are willing to take on what's happened. The opportunities are everywhere. Now, I'm hearing it every day and I'm getting messages every day. Everybody sells masks. Everybody sells sanitizer. Everybody's an expert in this now. Don't be an expert. Stay in your lane. Know your product. But if you had to rearrange yourself and do things differently, so be it. But don't forget what you were. If that's finished, done and dusted, I get it. But the opportunities, Nicholas, to answer your question, my friend, are endless, are everywhere. Because a lot of people are going to pack up, and unfortunate for some, but it'll be fortunate for others. Question from Paul. Hi, Harry. Have you ever thought about becoming a politician? You get my vote. A politician. I'll tell you a funny story about politicians. Many years ago, I was telling this story, Pete, I think you remember, that there was 12 of us, 12-man team looking after Pauline Hanson in 1996, I think it was, or 90, whatever. And when I say that, it was hilarious because everybody thought she was anti-ethnics and Asians and whatever. It was probably not what she said, it's how she said it. But there was 11 WOGs, and I can say that, 11 ethnics and one Aussie. That was you, Graham, you know who you are, looking after her. So, and I had a back seat and I looked at the way they operate and the things, but you know what? If I ever did do that, it would be just to serve the community, and I don't know, I think I'll end up in jail, mate, because I wouldn't put up with it. I think it would be very hard for me to turn a blind eye, although I got one, you know that, but I can't, I think it'd be very hard for me. But thank you for voting for me, that's important. I want to talk to you a little bit more about the SWOT. I want to really dig deep and make you understand that you need to not just park these ideas tonight. My thing to you is calling to action. The call to action is do the SWOT. Go for the walk. Put yourself together again. I keep flicking the phone. Apologies because these messages are coming through. Be the how. Be part of the solution. Don't be part of the problem. Please. I've got another one here. And I promised that I was going to answer these questions because I ramble on and I forget these questions. How do you help people if they don't want to be helped? Well, again, you can only be the best version of you. You can't feed the poor if you're hungry. You have to find a way to infiltrate them, okay? I knew somebody that was suffering deep depression, and no matter what I said or whatever the case was, it was very hard for this person to come out of what I was saying, right? And again, I'm not an expert by far on mental health and etc. But I know one thing, that in the mornings when I walk, I've met a guy called Mark, and somebody said to me, I saw you speaking to medicated Mark. He's medicated. But you know something? Mark's a human being. And Mark loves talking about soccer in Croatia. I know nothing about it. But what I did do, I did just a little Google, because I know I'm going to see him again in the morning, and I said a couple of words to him about a soccer team. That was a trigger point. And now Mark and I don't consider him as medicated Mark. It's Mark that requires medication to get up and go for that walk. Because if he didn't take the medication, you can only know what happens. But I found a trigger point for Mark. So my conversation back to you is find the trigger points. We all have them. There's something there for everyone. Doesn't matter what it is. Let me go back in here. I'll park that question for a second. You know, I do my absolute best every day to give you a video, to give you information. I believe the people that give the most will get the most. And when I say get the most people think, oh, it's all about money. It's not about that. It warms my heart. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel amazing to get messages from people telling me, you've never met me, but thank you so much. I encourage you to be that person. Just grab your bloody phone, talk about something amazing and share your passion to the world, because the world needs more good people. The world is struggling with the negativity, struggling with these disasters. What about putting out some fantastic content? Be part of this movement. Be part of the positivity. I'm telling you, you can do it. A good friend of mine just wrote a book. Jamie Tontino, I'm going to give you a plug. Be great. I wrote his foreword. It's a fantastic book. The kid took time to write a book. How inspiring is that? Write your own book. Write your own paragraphs. Write your own story. Don't let somebody else mumble about you. Be you. Be the best person you could possibly be. And you know what? If I was to sit down and I'm doing this because I've got messages coming everywhere. There's a post that's been going around and it talks about what's happening around the world. The disasters, the businesses that Victoria's Secret declared bankruptcy. Zara closed 1,200 stores. Chanel, Hermes, Rolex have stopped production. Nike is getting ready to go to stage 2 layoffs. The Airbnb, the founder said that the pandemic destroyed his business for the hard work that he's done in 12 years, destroyed it in 6 weeks. Starbucks announced permanent closures of 400 stores. 5 months since the pandemic started, it's created huge debts. Many of our friends and family are out of work, unemployed, and tens of thousands of businesses will close. Listen, we're lucky. We've got a job seeker, a job keeper. People say to me, oh, it's not luck, it's our money. And please, 100%, don't think for a minute that the government's doing you a favour. It's your money. It's taxpayers' money. It's not their money. So if we're reinvesting our money, and I think this time it's probably going where it needs to go and not lining the pockets of the lack of leadership, I just want to share that. Please understand this. Job seeker, job keeper, it's not going to be there forever. Prepare yourself, plan yourself, but whatever you do, it's not about giving up. Don't just give up, please. I'm going like this message. Peter, you're there, you can see him, look at him. I just want to, there's so many here, but I want to, should I stay or go? Relationship question. Should I stay or go? Now look, this response is you know stay or go. You know whether you should stay or you should go. You know, a relationship is designed for two people. It's not one-way traffic. You both need to get along. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not going to sit here and tell you go, but I will say this to you. Don't make it miserable for others. Don't live a miserable life and wake up. I can tell you this from a little bit of experience, and that is the old ethnics were part of arranged marriages. Some of them didn't want to be there. And don't be that person when you turn 70 and 80 and have regrets. So if I can answer all of that, take that on board, please. You know, yes, you can't go on holidays. Yes, you can't do this. Yes, you can't do that. But we can do the virtual stuff. You can go virtually, start planning it, start looking at what it's going to look like. Yes, it may be 2022. Yes, it may not be 2021. Maybe this, maybe that. But start to make it look like you're going there. Start to map it out. Start to plan it. You may have more money to spend on this holiday, funny enough. You may come out as a very wealthy out of all this. You may be doing amazing things out of all this. You may just change your whole career out of this. You may not want to go back and be that person. You may want to get in healthcare because you jumped in it. How many Qantas servants, they used to give you that drink, are now filling up shelves. They may never want to be a pilot again or a hostie or whatever, living a different life. Who knows? The only person that knows is you. I want to tell you this, that don't give up. I'm going to keep telling you this. Been thrown off a little bit there because I didn't expect for me to receive so many questions. But I'm going to do this. Please understand that if you stand for nothing, you're going to fall for everything. I urge you today to think about, if you have a business or you're representing yourself, represent your business. Don't represent your fast cars, your fake planes, your bum hanging out and all this sort of stuff. If it's you and that's the bum and the car, good. If it's not, don't do it. Let's share a story with you. You will know, a lot of you will know that we do a lot of work with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we're blessed to be around an amazing human being like that. We took him to the airport, the private airport. He was leaving. And when we got there was all these cameras and things, and he asked us, what's all this? And we asked the ground guy, the grounds maintenance guy that was there, for the ground manager for the planes. And he said, oh, no, they're not here for you. They're filming. People come here and rent the planes and all this and take... I had no idea about all that. Fake. You're kidding yourself. Kidding yourself and rewarding yourself are two different things. Affirmations work. Go to these places. Go and sit in a private jet. Go and sit in the car that you want. Go and visit the home that you want to buy. Go to that suburb. Go and eat at the restaurant you said. Do those things. Affirmations. Build it up in your mind. Build the vision board. Create the vision board. But don't fake it to the rest of the world. And people say, oh, fake it till you make it. Listen, fake it till you make it. You're lying to yourself or you'll get caught. Be the most incredible human being you can possibly be. And I said it earlier. Stand for nothing, you fall for everything. These ones I'd love to hit home straight away. Build up an appetite and go home and eat. Don't be a cheater. Nobody likes a cheater. Don't be a cheater. Go home and eat. Okay? And, we were going to do these events. We ran out of time we had our millennials, our millionaire millennials. Our millennials have been battered, injured, hurt, all the things that come with it. Our young guns have been supported. They're supported. They've got mum and dad, et cetera, et cetera. But the millennials, doing it tough. We're going to come back for you. We're not going to leave you stranded. We were doing a lunch and learn with our special guest, Rob Haddad. He was going to blow your mind. There wouldn't have been a dry eye in the room with the story that he had. So, life worldwide, things are happening. A movement's been going. It's pushing forward. Things are going places. We're going to keep giving. We're not going to stop. I'm going to do a video right to the end of this pandemic. I'm not going to sit still. I'm going to keep giving as much as I can. I'll keep coming here. Here we go. It's again, I've got another question here about the young guns. Should the young guns? Yeah, I'll answer that. The young guns will continue. The kids will come on a journey. We're connecting kids with chefs. We're connecting kids with labouring jobs. We're connecting kids with other areas. People that want to be reporters, people in media. It's been unbelievable. The young guns, I'm telling you now, you are so special. Those kids that we had in that room were so special. They came in as strangers and left as brothers and sisters. And I'm telling you now, they went home as raving fans, because I know that for a fact, because the parents came back and sent me messages. It's not about me. Issy, incredible what you did. Incredible what we're doing as a movement. And please, subscribe to our YouTube. Subscribe to our membership. We're giving you this stuff. We're helping you. And please reach out. Send us a message. Tell us what you need to talk about, and we'll do our best to do that. Hold on a second. Another message. Here we go. Of course, special guests next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we have Graham and Danette from Magical Learning. This is going to be a masterclass. This is going to be incredible. This is deep dive, brain, heart, putting things together. I'm not going to contaminate it. These are beautiful people that I met in Canada when I met Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma's their mentor. Robin Sharma's my mentor. These people are going to take you on a journey. Don't forget to tune in on that next week. Go on our website, subscribe to that. You'll understand it. And you know what? More importantly, when I leave you tonight, lean over to that person or ring somebody, ask them if they're okay. Tell them you love them. Drop the anger. Let's start to get some positivity going. Rest in peace the souls that have passed away with this virus, whatever this bloody thing is. Please, I hope that our leadership can get their shit together and not let us rot and not let us suffer. If you need a hand, reach out to some leaders that can lead. Don't just hide. Answer the bloody questions you've been asked. Put us at ease. Help us to help you. We can't be expected to be sheltered and put into a box and not talked about. And I'll save this one for last. And that is the amount of kids that are suffering, the amount of children that are at home. And I wanted to share something with you. The kids that go missing, the kids that have been molested, the child abuse, the things that are happening, you're being exposed. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. And this isn't about coming out with violence. This isn't about coming out to fix it. Although let me tell you, God help you if I was involved in that. And I know where I'm involved in it. But I'll tell you this, reach out to these organisations that are doing amazing things. Expose the people that need to be exposed. Help clean up the mess. We can't turn a blind eye to it anymore. And you know what? We're not. There's a big movement happening. We're going to do some major announcements. But you know why? Because today was about not giving up. And not giving up not only on you and your life, but on the people that can't help themselves. Another person that I want to push out to is Father Leo. Father Leo, you're an amazing human being, feeding anybody and everything. You are a Greek Orthodox priest, but as you are, you're an amazing human being. You're not saying if you're not Greek Orthodox, you're not eating. It doesn't matter who you are, what colour you are, and what you look like. You're feeding people and you're doing amazing things. These are the people. These are the people on the front line as well. The nurses, the doctors, etc., etc. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for keeping us safe. But the message tonight, and I'm being pushed along here, and I've got the host here saying we're wrapping up because I value your time. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to leave you with this. Reach out to us if you need something. There's no cost. There's no hidden tricks and click that and press this to get that. No. Come to me direct if that's the case, if you need help. The help is there if you need it. Please don't just give up. Help the kids. Expose the rubbish. Help us to help you. Get the leadership right. And whatever you do, be an amazing human being. Keep up with this movement. Follow us. Be part of us. Spread the positivity. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And I hope that my little parts helped you tonight. Thank you. Have a great night. God bless.